out here today.
You're going to have to start over.
I'm going to start again because there was absolutely no volume whatsoever. Forgot to turn on our mics.
So, to be fair, we made it this far through the streaming without doing that.
This is we messed up on Adrian's. We turned his off last game, so
gotcha.
Almost had nothing there. We will wait. There you go. Sorry, guys. We're doing this on purpose just to make sure you are paying attention. So let's start again. Hello, everyone, and Ion Radio is back on the air for the final game of the 2024 Star Wars Armada World Championship here at Adepticon. Along with me, as always, is John Thomson. Garrett and Adrian are out tableside watching everyone else. And since I've already made a mistake, I'm Ken. This is the final game of day 3. So we've gotten so far into it. This is game 15 of the 4-day tournament. And wow, this is something, John. We've got top table action for you. This is table 1.
So this is table 1. We have the two people that have the most tournament points currently in the tournament, both on this table right now. So our guesstimation is this should determine who is going to be the 2024 Star Wars Armada World Championship.
So stay tuned to definitely keep your eyes out on the action and what we have here in terms of the action, everything else. We are going to get through the fleets and everything else. One thing we will not be doing, though, and we're doing this intentionally so that we don't disrupt the players or anything else, we will not at any point be talking about points, whether scored or whatnot. We're not going to talk about the tournament points. I will, but only in my head, and we're not going to display that information. But we're doing that because we want to be fair to all the players, especially the ones right here about 6 feet away from us. We do not need to add to their anxiety. So our goal is just give you guys a great show. So the game is already started, and what I'm going to do real quick here is let's get to our overhead view so that we can start seeing. It looks like they're doing objectives, and actually before we get there, I wanted to show you, this is Peter Saber's ship. He's got his Starhawk sitting there. It's lit up. We can see it on camera, and we've got the Red Star Destroyer over there in Montana on the other side as well. My goal here is just, again, showing the hobby aspect here of Star Wars Armada and what people are doing, because it's just cool to see this stuff.
Painting ships, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
Lighting a ship from the inside out and making sure that cable is going there, specifically to all the little tiny holes that you drill for it to light up,
LED
is
lights.
Something insane that I don't think I could do.
I was talking to Peter right before we went on air, and he said he spent about 15, 20 hours to make this on the Starhawk. It is front heavy. So
it's already front heavy.
So he's added to it by adding the battery and whatnot. But absolutely gorgeous model, and we just wanted to make sure we showcase that. So they're currently picking objectives. Looks like they're going through that now, probably going for the red one, but we're not 100% sure.
Let's do a formal introduction of the players that are currently on this, because we talked about we have the top 2 currently in the points, but we didn't actually introduce them.
No, so we're going to do that now. So on the bottom of the screen, this is Peter. We're getting some information on the objective selected. It is advanced gunnery. Now this is the way we want to end Worlds, because this is just going to add some shooting. It's going to be fun. We're going to see stuff blow up. So we have Peter is second player. Okay, they may reconsider. Stand by. Well, we have Peter and Montana. So this is Peter. I'm going to ruin this. Fire lanes. Okay. We have Peter Piatkowski, I believe. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And Montana Hunter. So Peter currently, I believe, is flying a Gate Starhawk list. Montana, on the other hand, is a Grand Admiral Thrawn player.
Correct.
So classic battle, Empire versus Rebel. And we've got some heavy-hitting ships here, and I think we're going to be in for a treat on the thing here. Should we start going through the fleets while they're setting up, John?
Yeah, I'll take Peter's list.
All right, here we go. Go ahead, John.
Okay, so Peter has one of the biggest bids, I believe, in this entire tournament. He is at 387 points. He is a Starhawk Battleship Mark I. He has Krista Agate on it, Ray Antilles, Walix Blixus, Caitlin and Sholin, Pylon, Q7 tractor beams, which is a card you rarely see, which can help slow down your opponent, point defense ion cannons, link turbo laser towers, the Magnite Crystal tractor beam array, the Concord title, which we'll talk about later on in the event, so we can go to that later on. Right now, let's go to his second ship. It is a Nebula B escort frigate with skilled first officer, fighter coordination teams, link turbo laser towers, Vanguard, and ruthless strategists. His last two ships are a GR-75 medium transport with Ahsoka Tano and a GR-75 medium transport with CommsNet. His fighter squadrons include Gold Squadron, 2 VCX 100s, and 1 Z-95 Headhunter.
So there's our complete squad or build for Peter. We're going to move over here to Montana's list. So Montana has Grand Admiral Thrawn. Thrawn is on a Raider 1, so not the biggest ship, but definitely one of the ships here that we have, a Raider. Reserve hangar deck and the Corvus title. So this is probably going to get deployed first and moved around. Likely to drop the squadrons that we're going to wind up seeing, and we'll get to those in a minute. He has an Imperial 2 Star Destroyer with Admiral Montferrat, flight controllers, reserve hangar decks, electronic countermeasures, point defense ion cannons, and link turbo laser towers. There is a Gazanti cruiser flotilla with CommsNet and reserve hangar deck. And 4 squadrons. We have Darth Vader and his TIE Defender, Colonel Jendon backing him up, Merrick Steele, Hondo Onaka, who seemingly has borrowed Slave 1 from Boba Fett. I'm trying to figure that one out. And 4 generic TIE Interceptor squadrons. So this is going to be an interesting fight when you start looking at the squadron builds. So we've got 4 generic TIE Interceptors against a Z-95, 2 VCXs, and Gold Squadron. And then you also have Darth Vader and Merrick Steele and Jendon, that new combo that we were seeing a lot of.
Yes, the super powerful TIE Defenders with the, hey, could you please do that again, squadron. Okay, so we can see up on screen that the fire lane tokens have been placed, and the first player then has spread them out as they are allowed to.
We're just going to highlight those over here. They're all on the left-hand side of your screen. And actually, while we're talking about it, let's look at fire lanes. We're going to talk about it here. Getting some information. Corvus is starting at speed 2.
Which could be any speed later on.
Very true. And the Ahsoka GR-75 at speed 2. One of John's favorite things to do, we've seen this on the channel, is to make it go speed 4 and look like it's going to run off the board just to move it later.
Yes.
Fire lanes.
Which is hilarious until you forget to move it.
Right. TIE Interceptors getting put up on the... We're going to see a lot of squadrons get thrown onto the table now. Actually, if you look at it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4...
Gold Squadron and the Z-95 are now being placed down.
4 activations of fighters on Montana's side to 2 activations, or deployments, sorry, on Peter's side. That is the 2 VCXs going in. But let me talk fire lanes. I'm going to pull that card up for you guys just so that we can talk about it together.
Vader and Steele are being placed down now.
So fire lanes. After placing the obstacles, second player places 3 objective tokens in the setup area beyond distance 4 of both players' edges, as we see on the left-hand side of the screen. So then the first player may move each objective token to within distance 1 to 2 of its current position. At the end of each round, each player will gain 1 victory token for each objective token he controls. And that's determined by measuring attack range and line of sight from their ship's hull zones, as if performing a normal attack. And then the player with the highest total number of dice in the attack pool will control that token. And if a ship or squadron overlaps the objective token, the opponent will control the token. And then if they're both overlapping, neither player controls it. If it's a similar number of dice, I don't think either one controls it.
Starhawk is going in and is going at speed 1.
Worth noting, each victory token
A gate took an additional brace.
is worth 15 points. I think that wraps up most of the nitty-gritty small information on the game. At this point, it's just a matter of getting into deployment and talking about the lists and the potential strategy.
Do you mind pulling up 2 cards for us?
Which 2 cards do you want to look at?
Let's pull up first Magmite. So we're going to talk about some of the cards that Peter has on a Starhawk that are cards that we don't normally see because they're Starhawk specific. So Ken is pulling them up in a moment. Okay, so the Magnite Crystal, ISD is coming in at speed 3. It's coming in to go across as fast as possible. So the Magnite Crystal Tractor Beam Array, after the end of your activation, you may exhaust this card. Choose one enemy ship at distance 1 to 5. That ship's speed is increased or decreased to match your speed. While your speed is 0, you cannot ready this card. So theoretically, you could drop a ship.
That'd be speed 1.
And Vanguard took a brace.
Brace
to
turned into a
redirect.
redirect.
Okay. I'm like, that's all braces on that thing then. So if you were speed 0, you can actually make your opponent go speed 0 with this, or you can control how they are coming in. Like a lot of times you can use this to like slow down a small vessel to keep it in which arc you want. So it's a powerful thing. So after talking about that, though, let's kick over to Concord.
One of the titles.
Correct.
For the ship. Give me just a second. We're going to pull that card up.
Gazanti is coming in at speed 2.
All right, there's Concord.
Okay, so the Concord title can only be put on the Mark 1 battleship instead of the Mark 2 battleship. After you deploy, you gain 1 salvo token. While defending, if your speed is 0, during your spend defense token step, you may spend 1 defense token. So that means you can slow way down with this ship and sit there at speed 0 and not have to worry about having no defense tokens because you're still allowed to use 1.
We are adjusting John's volume just a little bit here for some of you. Keep in mind, we're just going to also be keeping our voices down a little bit more than usual, and that's predominantly because we do not want to interfere with the players at this level. Okay, there's Concord. I'm going to remove this here. Chendon and Hondo getting put down. Yes, we are playing Fire Lanes. And I want to also point out here, we've got a great view top-down of the ISD sitting there. Beautiful design up at the top.
We're being told that it's a maple leaf design, and I can see that if we were flipped around. Like
I'm not going to flip that camera, John.
If you flip your head around, you can start to see it.
Turn your monitors upside down. Stand on your heads, get some exercise. It's been a long 15 rounds. We are in the home stretch here to figure out, and yeah, this is going to be exciting.
Very much so. What will be interesting is to see where that Thrawn goes. Is it going to be put over to the side? So Corvus is being redeployed. It's always a risk when you have Corvus if you decide to put it just on the far side of the table, or do you intend to eventually try to pull it back into combat? So leaving yourself the option open for that. Like, you could start it on the other side of the table and just speed forward the entire time, and you can get back into combat. But like being able to be a skilled enough player to time when your raider comes in, do its attack, and then get away without exploding takes a lot of skill. Corvus was redeployed at speed 3.
And in this case, yeah, I suspect only about 10% of the table is going to get used. We may have to be readjusting a couple camera angles as we move on. But I know we have a few, like this one, for example, will get pretty much the entire fleet sitting there. All right, waiting for some table talk as they finalize
Looks
their
like they're
some
finishing
decisions.
setting their dials for this.
We've got a couple pictures being taken. I know Peter's been excited to get into this game. Like I said, we were talking a little bit beforehand. And we are setting dials.
Yeah, they're talking about what Agate has and Vanguard have to figure out what they want to do. Base tokens for the Starhawk? Oh, pass tokens. I don't think there will be any pass tokens because there are 4 activations for Peter and 3 for Montana,
and he's first player.
But he's first player, exactly.
So there would be none. Yeah.
Team tournament is currently happening, so I don't have any results about that, but I know there was like 24 teams, which is a huge field. Looks like dials are almost set. They're making sure, I can see from here, Montana is seeing the whole game out in front of him.
All right. They've agreed on their respective damage decks. There's the handshake. And away we go for the final time here at Worlds 2024.
Yep, here we go. Here we go. The battle will begin. Or the farming, or both.
Somehow I do not think we are going to be playing farming here today.
Well, farming will happen. There will also be a battle, though. Navigate token for the raider. Like I was talking about, I believe the raider is going to have to time its entry into this battle, continuing at speed 3, to be the most effective.
GR75, Ahsoka's Nav. We've got the Gozer taking
a
his
squadron and passing it over to the Gazanti.
To the ISD.
Yes. TR-70 is going. He's revealing a concentrate fire and taking it as a token and passing it over to the Starhawk.
We've got ISD taking a nav, or showing a nav, taking it as a token. Making sure I have the specifics here and doing it correctly. We're keeping tabs on everything going on here, looking at a couple different camera angles, seeing if there's a better one than another, paying very good attention to Garrett and Adrian. But this is a very slow, calculated game, so we're just keeping tabs on everything here.
Looks like the Starhawk.
Let's go back to the
Oh,
overhead.
that's the Nebula's going.
That's the Nebula V.
Had a nav and using it as a dial.
I think this might actually be, if not, I think this might be the only Nebula B in the entire tournament, John.
It more than likely is, Ken. And they use FCT, Fighter Coordination Teams, to move the VC axis closer. Nav for the Starhawk, and Antilles gives him a token, so he still has a dial. And then I believe I heard Ahsoka it to an engineering. Starhawk, yeah. Takes a nav, token, and then, yeah, Ahsoka turns it into an engineering token. Cool. I did get that right.
I am also going to take a moment here just to showcase the backside of this beautifully painted ISD. Again, the nice blue glow out of the engines here. Starhawk's still lit up. Battery might be going dead though on it, so I'm sure Peter's going to turn that off at some point, or maybe just let the battery go. But again, really neat to see this. I do not have the time to invest in lighting up my models.
No, I do not. I've never really done a lot of electrical work. You probably would be better at that than I am for doing a model like this. I have ripped apart ships. Okay,
Ooh.
Magmites have been used, and the ISD is now going speed 1.
Wow. All right. That's, I think, the first time I've seen one of these used in competitive play, so I'm very excited to see how this turns out. We've got a crowd starting to show up around the top table here. A lot of people real quiet. So
yes.
Except for Mac. If you guys hear him, we apologize. Some squadron movements here.
And staying out of close range is what that looked like right there, which is important to try to avoid flak. Can you pull up the Starhawk for us, and we can take a look just for us, just to remind me what the flak is. Yep, it's a black and a blue. So it may be in medium range, but with it being on the station, then there's no shot because it's obstructed and not in black range.
So we do fully expect this game to run a little bit slower up front. Again, we're battling for top here. At least that's our assumption. We could be completely wrong, and it might, and it might be table 2. But this is the one that we wanted to showcase. So we think this is going to be the fun, interesting battle.
I'm trying to see what that is. I believe that is the Z95. Yes. Actually, this is a really good angle.
It is. We are going to be fixing this camera a little bit in a little bit. Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yep.
We're definitely going to fix that camera in a little bit. What we're going to do is between, during the round 1 into round 2 break, I'm going to head out make some changes to some of these cameras here, and I think Garrett will step in.
Yes, Garrett will join me in the studio when we start round 2. Oh, studio, the booth. I'm so used to talking about when we're recording, and referring to my basement as a studio.
And here is actually one of the few times, John, where you can, if you look carefully.
Merrick is on the station.
If you guys look closely, and I'm going to actually highlight this for you guys, you can see the seam between the two 3x3 mats sitting here. And this is one of the few times where the game of Armada is going to be played on a 3x3 area.
Completely on the 3x3.
Camera 5. Maybe 6. Not the best view. You could see the Starhawk lit up a little bit, though.
Yes. Both of the ships are highlighted with red. They're determining right now to see if the front shot of the ISD would be obstructed.
You can see the fire lane tokens there. It looks like Peter's probably going to take round 1 set of tokens.
Yes.
And that'd be 3 victory tokens, 45 points to get started.
Looks like an interceptor.
Making sure it's within range of that Gazanti. Alluding to potential future commands that they want to use.
Correct. That's going to be, I believe, Jendon moving forward, preparing to do Jendon things.
Making their decisions here again, still paying attention again to where the squadrons are.
They both want to carefully position their squadrons. Peter is not wanting his VCXs to be locked down.
No, nor do you want it to be vulnerable this early on.
But at the same time, Montana doesn't want to commit his squadrons yet to be locked down. Well, all of the only thing that can lock any of his squadrons down are the
Z95.
Z95.
And Gold Squadron.
Exactly. So they don't want to. Neither of them want. They're both preparing for the next turn.
Yeah. That is very much true. So it's going to be. There's a lot going on here.
Yes, there is.
Is the good way to put it. And we're just going to watch and wait and see this happen. And I think we are now, hang on, we're getting some information from the side here. 3 fire lane tokens are going to Peter. I believe that kind of signals end of turn 1.
Okay. Garrett's going to be now heading back into behind the booth with me for a bit of this game, while Ken is going out to the stream side to adjust some cameras. Welcome to the booth, Garrett.
for Montana. I don't know how much you guys have been saying back here, but Peter has a game plan here. Montana's the one that's got to solve the puzzle.
Yes. That is very much the case. So this is type of fleet is a farming list, and if you don't, are they both on?
Oh yeah, now I'm back on.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry.
hello everybody, I'm back. All I was saying was Peter's got a game plan here that we know he's gonna do, but Montana's the one that's got to solve this puzzle. He's already used his ability to slow that ISD down to 1, so, and I'm guessing Montana's probably planned for it, but we've got 3 sets of reserve hangar decks, right?
I believe so.
And then, so that's 3 extra TIE interceptors, really. If he can, stop these VCX shenanigans, that would be a lot of help. But he's going to have a real hard time catching up on objective tokens, especially once his Starhawk gets rolling.
Yes. He has to move across and try to... Yep. We've been swapping out cameras. So.
Yeah, looking for different views here. Actually, this is a really good one. There we go.
This is basically going to be
The view.
the view for the rest of the game.
I heard you guys talking about the 3x3 mat, and you're absolutely right. That is, we're playing a giant game of Rebellion in the Rim here.
Let's adjust the dice camera because we'll probably need it in a few minutes. That's probably going to be the best for us.
Yeah, we are definitely approaching combat range here.
I think we are already in range, so there should be shots fired
Yep.
this turn.
Of course, you guys have probably already excitedly talked about the, I think, Soul Nebulon B here. With that Vanguard title, which is a really cool title. Kind of fixes the Nebulon problem, you know what I mean?
If Peter wins, that means the Nebula needs a nerf, right?
They got a nerf in Vanguard, right?
Vanguard
That
is
was
just far too powerful.
Get rid of it. No.
Nebulas in general, you can't just fix the title, you have to fix the chassis.
That's right.
It's one of the 3 ships that would be on the winning fleet.
That's right. OP, please nerf.
For those talking about the paint job, yes, it does look like it should belong to the Booster Terex ISD fleet, but those were-
Absolutely. The Errant Venture, I believe, is the title we're looking for.
Yes. He was, I know you're a big old canon person. What Empire faction was that? Splinter's faction. That was the...
Well, you're trying to think of the Red Victories?
Correct.
The Greater Maldrude.
the Greater Mildred.
That's who they are.
Correct.
Yeah, no, but no. Montana really does have a really cool red ISD here.
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be a maple leaf.
Is that what's on the front there?
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
It's hard to see from the angle that we come in. You'll
Yeah.
have to flip your phones or stand on your head in your living room to see.
Look like his Kazanti is doing a engineering comms net over to the ISD. And, and the no Thron dial for round 2.
That may be important.
Right. Of course, I would wait as well. I think that's the right move.
Those VCXs are in reserve in the very back, tucked behind, trying to keep them as protected as possible right now. GR75 is doing a navigate, taking it as a token.
We're doing some range checks here to that ISD. Because, they're correct. I think the real targets here are probably not the Starhawk. Clean up this Nebulon B first.
So what's interesting
With the
about
fighters.
this is the Nebulon B, the token gets net over to the Nebulon B.
Yep.
The Nebulon B actually is a great fire lane ship. It has 3 dice out of the front arc.
That's right.
So you can sit it in there.
And that arc where it goes to the corner of the ship, right?
Correct. So you can cast a wide net with it to keep the fire lane tonets there. So it helps them win ties. Because when I've played Farm Hawk in the past, Corvus is going. It has got a
And navigate, of course. I'm
Um,
sorry, but continue.
Sorry. When I've sometimes had to maneuver my tokens in a way because I would lose ties because the Starhawk was my only main ship. Especially when you have like 2 ISDs coming down your throat, and you're like, that's 16 dice.
Right. If they get that medium range, they will beat you in that math game.
Yes.
All right. Looks like he's doing the Ahsoka GR75 now.
Correct.
With the navigate command. Oh, no. Squadron command.
Probably determining. Oh, he's just moving forward.
Yep, that looks like gold squadron there on the right-hand side of the Starhawk.
Just protecting that corner of the Starhawk so that it can't just be completely bombed into.
And gold squadron is a really good pick for this fleet because it doesn't have heavy. So
Correct.
it can,
lock
down squads and just sponge damage for a little bit. And our sole lone Z95. All right. Looks like we're going up to speed 2. You can tell Peter has flown this dozens of times at this point. But it looks like the shield dial hit the corner of the net B, and that might have been on purpose, actually. But perhaps not, but he didn't want that to get too close to that ISD,
Yeah.
So it did take a hull damage.
Taking a hull damage is better than letting the ISD destroy the
That's
ship.
correct, because it would have moved in.
ISD is now going. It's got a navigate dial.
Yep,
It got dropped down to speed 1.
that's right. But I don't think he wanted it. 2 is where he wants to sit, and maybe drop to 1. But if I'm not mistaken, this Starhawk does have the ability to drop him to 0.
If it so
Right,
chooses,
it's got the
yes.
Magnites, so.
Dropping to 0 though. So he's just using a squadron to activate exactly 1 squadron with the token.
Well, sounds like Merrick, yeah, absolutely. Because as we know, Jindon trying to stay out of double flank.
I think he's changed his mind. They're measuring flak ranges and positioning because that Neb B has the double blue and it has ruthless
That's a really good anti-squad setup.
with only turbo laser towers,
Yep.
so you can do a significant amount of damage with it.
What's our Starhawk got for anti-squad? Blue, black, flak.
Blue back.
Did he bring any QLTs or anything special for
No,
that?
he has point defense ion cannons.
Piatkowski, okay.
He's going to be going against the
Z95?
This should kill the Z95.
I think
Let's just
so,
be honest.
unless something absolutely
It has flight
tragic
controllers in
happens.
there.
Oh yeah,
That's a
There's-
Z95.
Yeah, it's gone.
So that little squadron is gone.
All right, looks like we are at long range. Cardboard to cardboard there.
I should probably put up the dice cam.
Yep, let's get that back.
Switch to
Oh yeah, number 4. Oh no, 5. Here we go. All right, let's see this nice roll here. We got 4 dice. Oh, they're gonna move them into the tray for us. There we go. Front to front. 3 damage. And I think he's gonna pick
brace.
brace and salvo
salvo.
because he does have that double salvo.
Yes, the double salvo is going to make it difficult.
Speaking of anti-squad, that's also an anti-squad ability.
Yes, it is.
Salvo back for 2.
And a redirect is going to be being used, and it's going to be
Put it on the left
moving
side, looks there.
shields. Yep. Which is a good place to put it because he's going to try to drop that. ISD right in front.
That's right. And it looks like he is going to stay at speed 1, perhaps. He does have the ability.
He wants to right now play the speed game of what ranges.
That's right. If he moves slow enough, he can get a medium of the fire lane token, but not medium of that Starhawk.
Correct.
But he also wants to stay out of the double arc of that Starhawk.
Correct.
Which is much more important.
So maybe he'll just charge right in and lock it where it is.
Right.
He will be giving up firelink tokens, but victory points don't matter if you're able to table your opponent.
Right. He'd have to clear the Net B and the Starhawk.
Correct. Which is going to be
Difficult, but it is.
possible.
The math's there, but is the luck there? ISD is going to speed 3. All right, we're getting into it here.
Crazy.
And he knows he's about to get slowed down, so.
Maybe. That ISD is all up in there. It looks to be out of black range, but
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You can double arc a fire lane's token, right?
yes, you can.
All right. So that means he's got 12 dice on that middle one, ties it for the center one, or the one on the right.
For right now. There's still room for that Starhawk to maneuver. to the
You're
east.
absolutely right. Because the Starhawk's going speed 1 at the moment. Looks like Nebulon B is activating. Oh, he'll use
Nebulon?
Skilled First Officer to switch it to Confire.
Correct.
Dial. Nope. Here we go. Oh, I thought they were going to roll there. Oh, there it is. All right.
Correct?
I think this is a... Oh, yeah, he's just shooting the front. There we go. That must have been side to front, and this
Yes,
is front
this
to
is the
front to front.
front.
All right, it looks like
He's
he's
just
just gonna take it.
Taking.
Yep. All right. Shields are dropping. There's Mac again in the background. All right, Adrian's going to give us a fully up-to-date shield. 1 on the front, 1 on the left, 3 on the right, 2 on the rear. All right.
I had that, but I had the sides reversed. Trying to keep track of these ships as best as we can for you guys.
This is some tight flying here. A little bit of teamwork here and trying to get this Nebulon B moved. Yes, Rob, these his GR75s and Nebby have X-Wings, X-Wing models put on them. Looks very epic.
Escorting them along.
Oh man, are we gonna squeeze in there? Looks like it.
It is very close, very tight maneuvering. in
Wow.
there.
Now this ISD could absolutely one-shot this.
So Magmite has been used again.
Pylons,
Pylons have.
yep.
So dropping to speed 2.
Yep, ISD is speed 2. Starhawk using that token to move shields.
Starhawk has a navigate and taking it as a dial. It would also gain a token because of Antilles.
That's correct, Ramus, yep.
Here we go with an attack.
This one's speed flak.
Yes. I believe that's flacking Genda.
LTTs. Oh yeah, here he goes. 3 damage. Brace to 2. Oops. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 left. 4 left. Red brace, green brace. All right, that was the side into Merrick, front to front of the Imperial Star Destroyer here.
Correct. This is why he was.
This is a big roll right here.
Oh man, there's some accuracies. It's a really good.
2
really
accuracies,
good attack.
double black. Can't tell what the blues are. Looks like one may be a hit, one may be a crit. Oh, they're both hits.
Correct.
Wow.
I bet that's block brace. LTT.
Into another hit. Using a Confire token.
Reroll the red.
Nope.
Yeah, so the reason he did that is because he was at an even number, so even if that went down.
Right. Kicking a Sholin into a accuracy.
That's like all useful tokens then with 3 accuracies. That's like both redirects and the brace.
Yep. Yep, block the brace, block the redirect, block the contain.
So
Oh, Pittix, reroll. Down to 1.
Yep, 6 damage there.
6 damage, crit enabled. Let's see what he uses, the ECM.
Yep, definitely an ECM.
Yep.
Burning
All right.
the red redirect. 3 damage is going to go to the right shields, which brings that down to 0.
Yep. So we
That
still got
was-
one on the front.
A crazy attack.
Yep. 1 on the front, 1 on the left, 2 on the rear.
So no damage cards yet. This is going to be one of those games that all the ships
Yep.
are going to be.
We're just gonna
on
start
the
playing.
table.
We're gonna play with the rectangles now.
Will it be able to land, though, in any of those positions? Let's drop to the top down.
Now, it would be interesting if that Starhawk got stuck on the debris field.
He can ram the neb, and if he does something like that, he'll fall back, and it may double arc the ISD there. I think that's what he's trying to look at, giving himself a damage on his ships to potentially do more damage
Correct.
on further turns. It is very close quarters.
I don't
right
even think
there.
he can go straight from our angle here, but we'll see. But that'll also make it very easy to bomb.
Yes.
Alright, he's making a lot of measurements here.
Well, there's a lot to take
Yeah.
to place. Both of these fleets need to have a lot of consideration right now. If the Hawk gets a double arc, it might land on the debris field.
Right.
If it doesn't, then it stays right where it's at, status quo, and then bombing begins. Yeah, it's very much so matters.
Yeah, if it lands on this lamb chop here, but if he does use that Magnite and go to 0,
You could.
you know, he just sits there. And can quickly start pouring damage into that Star Destroyer.
Well, the Star Destroyer actually has choices to make. Let's look at the pull up the Star Destroyer real fast to take a look. The Star Destroyer
All right, he is deciding to hit the Nebulon and then overlapping the tool. That will put him on the lamb chop. He is going for that double arc.
Yeah. Okay, so it was an intentional ram from the players at the table, is what we're being told, to get the double arc, but had to land on the debris field to do that.
Yep.
So that means the Hawk is down 1 HP and the
2 more shields.
2 more shields. I'm guessing they're going to be coming off either the rear or the left side.
Maybe not the rear for those squadrons. Probably the left side. Yeah, Kent confirms left side.
He has still roughly 10 shields then pointing toward the the
Star
ISD.
Destroyer, that's correct, and the ISD does not have as many shields.
Also, it's hard to see, but he might be also double arcing that token that's right in front of him.
Yeah,
The
from our
Firelink's
angle
token.
it's hard to see, but it's, yeah, definitely possible. But it's the, what do you call it? Summary of all the ships that have a dice on it, correct?
Correct, but he might be like double arcing it. Look at his nebula.
Right, the
as well.
Nebulon and the Starhawk, so he's definitely going to get it. Really smart maneuver.
Yeah, this was an amazing move. I believe we have now moved into squadron phase, and you were right.
Yep.
You're gonna try to go back into the back there.
Yep, he's trying to make sure that he doesn't get double flanked, because that double flank will start decimating those interceptors.
Correct.
A gold squadron will keep that interceptor engaged until it is destroyed.
But he also now has locked down Gold Squadron. So
That's right.
Gold Squadron can't try any of that tricky rebel nonsense
Mhm.
and sneak in a double bombing run.
Tie up 10 interceptors for 1 turn.
Correct.
Well, they all roll 1 or 2 damage to get 6 hull down. Oh, that was a bump there. Get that corrected. Yeah, they definitely got to. And he wants to move these V6s up here and get these fire lane tokens in a more favorable position.
Oh, he just wants to measure how far they can move. Lots of range checks right now.
I think they're trying to decide whether it was doubling that objective token before it got bumped.
This is one of the reasons when I play, Ken and I do this all the time, but as soon as we're done with the maneuver, we don't move on until we check a bunch of ranges.
Yeah, especially when they're, important ranges. I do the same thing.
Having been what I like to call like the poke in and out, like you go to measure range and you poke the opponent's ship with your range ruler, and you're
Right.
like, ooh, and then you panic, and then you go to pull your range ruler back to keep it from, you've already poked it and already moved it,
Right.
and then you just move your own ship. Done that quite a few times.
I mean, it's just,
It's-
you can't prevent it. It's part of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why after movement we usually try to measure things so that we can agree on what
Right.
ranges and what
And
was
if not,
and wasn't.
just roll it
there.
off, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Alright, yep, we are moving those Fireline tokens.
He's moving them very much so that he has
Complete control.
correct. It's actually being covered by the Starhawk. And I think he's putting it in double arc line of that Starhawk. But not under his squadrons or ships.
That's right. Man, this is a I've played against a lot of Starhawks with sensor lanes or sensor net and fire lanes, and it's very challenging to deal with VCX's moving tokens and taking advantage of the Starhawk's positioning and just raw firepower, raw shields.
Yes, it is a very tanky ship.
All right, looks like 2 to the front. This is Hondo with he is a bomber. Yep, this is the bombing into the front of the net. Brace it to 1. All right, looks like we're taking the damage.
Right to the front. No,
down to the side.
right
Okay.
To the side. So it's 3,
Which is
0 on the side.
When you're Nebula,
on
you
the
got one
left
shield
side.
on it. Do it. This is a good angle here. You can tell what fighters are which.
Yeah. This is one of the reasons why Ken went to the table, so that he could readjust cameras and what we had where, so we could get the best view possible for you guys.
All right, here comes Merrick.
Also into the front of the neb. This is Vader.
Oh, Vader is in that fleet. Oh,
man.
what a good roll.
That's an amazing
No add-up
roll.
needed there.
Re-rolling the double with evade.
Still 2
Double
hits. Looks like he's just going to take 2 in the front, or will he redirect? Now this should let Jendon double tap Vader. Yeah, he will use the
Using
redirect.
Brace and
That'll put all of them on the. He discarded the redirect.
And the brace is what we were just told. He's at that one of those points that it's either going to survive or it isn't.
Right.
And having just one defense token may not be the best idea, because the chances that an accuracy comes up, he's trying to save damage now.
Right. No, I don't. I think this Imperial Squadron ball will clean up that Nebulon.
Who's winning? That is a good question. Both of these players are in a very, very good position right now.
Yeah, it's anybody's game at this point.
Yes, technically the Rebels are winning because of tokens, but this is such a close match.
All right. Looks like an interceptor flew up, locked down one of the VCXs. Yep.
Now he's just going to try to control where movement can possibly take place. But don't forget that that Nebula has on it
Trying to
that
rip
Nebula has
models back out
Ruthless.
here. Yeah, the Nebulon has Ruthless. Jindin has not done his double tap yet. But Nebulon has 5 hull points, correct? I think that's right. He's got 1 down, though. Puts him at 4.
Look at how many ships and squadrons are in the bottom corner of this table. This is pretty insane.
So we are playing on a currently a 1x1.
Almost. I would say a 2x2 for sure. And as soon as Corvus and that Gazanti, get their act together and get into the
scrum.
Get into the scrum and the zone, we'll have everything within a 2x2 corner.
That's right. He's going to need Thrawn's lifeboat over here, actually, to put damage onto the Starhawk.
Yeah, you have to.
Yep.
Starhawk is just so tanky. People are worried that this was just going to be a farming game, but we have farming and a battle.
Well, this is the last game.
Correct.
So there's not
this
really.
Is for all the marbles.
If you want to win, you have to destroy the Starhawk.
Correct.
So there's no flying away anymore, right?
No.
You can't use that strategy on this game. This isn't day 1, round 2.
No. there is no more rounds to progress to.
Right.
There is a do or do not.
There is no try. We are doing, looks like Merrick, I want to say. Oh, yeah, it's definitely Merrick. Jendon into Merrick. All right, no salvo. PDIC Merrick, 1 hit, and this goes on to the Starhawk.
And the Starhawk is going to salvo.
Yeah, he's got 2 salvos. Now Merrick is on 4. He's got 1 red brace. So if he does salvo, it'll be blue-black.
Yeah. There's so many things that are so close together. It is hard to tell any of it apart.
Absolutely. So the Starhawk has 0 shields on the rear now. It still has 6 shields on the front arc, though.
That front art is so shielded on the Starhawks.
All right.
Okay, this is going to be into round 2.
And Peter's gained 3 more victory tokens.
Correct. And the Starhawk
Moving
front
into round 3.
is so many dice, and like he has most of these tokens double arced, and being able to move them into putting them into that perfect double arc spot is such an advantage. Now
But these firelings are interesting here. To be honest, you know, if the outcome of the game is, right, destroy the Starhawk, the tokens aren't critically important.
No.
Right.
The tokens aren't important unless they're important. And
Right.
if they're important, they're very important.
Right.
That's my expert analysis.
Right,
on this.
that is a good way of looking at it. Yeah, generally when I play matches into a Starhawk like this, I just have to turn my brain off on the tokens and just focus on the fight.
Correct. It's important for the Starhawk player to maintain the token control, but it's not necessarily any concern to you.
That's correct. You're there just to, you know, table them.
Exactly. Ship's coming back off.
Here we go. And I haven't heard any news about our boy, the blue boy.
Thrawn yet?
Yeah.
I think that decision is still coming. Do you activate? I'm guessing it's squads. It could also be.
Well, we need an engineering dial here. If I was the Empire, I need both. I need both those, John, right now.
The blue boy is Thrawn.
That is the name of the list, I think, actually.
Oh, is that the name of the list?
Yeah, that's why I said that.
Oh, gotcha. He is trying to figure out what he has, or what he can shoot, what he can kill, what he can do right now.
Yes. Now, this Imperial Star Destroyer also has an obstructed double, but a double nonetheless. Yeah, Montana is doing a careful observation of...
He is deep in thought right now.
Yeah.
He's running through not only this turn, the next turn, and the turn after that to figure how much damage he can do, how much damage he can take,
Right.
where he needs to maneuver things.
This is just one of the, like, as a player, I mean, you know that your Star Destroyer is not going to make it. Right.
But he should be pretty fine with that,
Right.
with
But
having a lifeboat.
It's just part of the strategy here, you know.
But how long can it actually last? is the
Right. He needs
question.
2 more rounds with it, in my opinion. All right. Looks like we're setting dials.
It might be risky, but it might be what has to happen if you move that raider in. All of
Yeah.
this kind of has to happen.
Right. I mean, yeah, can't hold anything back.
No.
Now we've got the full Imperial squad ball left, so there's a lot of opportunities. This Gazanti really needs to get up here, though, so it can get in range to help push him.
There is still a time limit for. This is answering a question in chat. There's still a time limit for championship rounds. The time limit is 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But at 2 hours, whatever round they're in is the last round automatically. You can't continue on. So that is something that the players should keep in mind, is that while they're free to play their game at 2 hours, it's hard cut off.
That's right.
Currently, we're probably about an hour and 10 minutes into this game.
But I don't know if we'll really need a round 6 here, but we'll see.
No, we might not. Depends on if the Star Destroyer can stay on the table, or if the Starhawk stays on the table. Right now, I don't think both of them are surviving regardless.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not is correct. So it's either one of them is going down. And that will pretty much decide the game right there.
I think both. Well, if Montana wants to win, both will be dead. But we'll see how it works out for Peter here.
Or maybe the ISD and the Starhawk go down. It could be both.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Thrawn
Right,
is
okay.
going.
Thrawn
He
with the
has
squadron.
a squadron dial.
And he has a nav dial. No engineering.
Yeah.
Yep. Navigation dial.
He might need the clicks depending on what he attacks.
He's probably going to go back up to speed 3.
Well, at speed 3 he has Montferrat, but he will have to discard him if he rams.
Right. But, you know, I think he just wants to deny Peter's ability to keep slowing him down.
Correct. That is true.
All right, we're definitely making squadron decisions here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, here we go. I think he's trying to plan out when that Gazanti's going to be able to interact later on. All right, we got Vader into the Nebulon. There's that Adept. Oh, my
man.
gosh, Vader is just the worst, I tell you what.
Or 2 more damage
Two
and
more.
a crit.
Looks like we're pulling up a critical. Nebulon? We'll find out what this credit is. I think it's in Polish. You
I think
can't quickly read it.
This was he gets to change the speed or change the dial.
Yep.
And that was
Jendon
Jendon
activated
into
Vader. He's going to use his evade.
He did. Turn
Oh,
the
that
double.
was what the double was into the crit.
Correct. Steel.
All right, Merrick Steele's going now.
It's going into the side of, I believe, the
Nebulon.
Neb as well. Double crit.
There it is.
Evade.
All right, he's going to make him do it. Same thing.
Same thing. Another crit, and I believe that takes out the Nebula.
That will do it.
Whew.
Removed.
Man. Nebulas, maybe I'll take back what I was saying about needing a nerf.
Mistakes.
They died to a sneeze.
Well, they did die to the
The
most powerful squadrons of all time. So
that is also fair.
and the most powerful fighter of all time.
Yes. Yes. We're talking about Jendon, right? Not Steel Ore.
Jendon and Vader. Well, yeah, Merrick and Vader and TIE Defenders.
Oh, man.
And most importantly, the ISD didn't have to shoot at it.
Correct. And at speed 3, it may open a window for him to escape.
Which would be a wild maneuver here. Front to side of the Starhawk. It does have 6 shields, so he's not going to waste time with that. Oh, full roll. Oh my gosh. Those red dice were treacherous.
The salvos are what's going to be accuracied here.
Yes. Yep.
And we're going to be
Agate,
agating
then
the
salvo.
salvo. As much damage as he can put into this ISD right now.
PDIC, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's spending his
Brace
redirect
that.
to definitely put it on the front.
Brace and redirect, I believe, was used.
Ken's going to give us a shield update here in a second. Here's the salvo back.
Salvo back. This could be huge.
His dice didn't betray. 3 damage with a crit.
PDIC the crit.
Back to
into
a crit.
The dice want to be what they want to be.
I'm
All
gonna
the
say-
rerolls have been pretty much the same.
I was going to say, PDICs this tournament haven't really been reducing as much damage as
We did
I
see
typically
it do a ton. It was an ISD early on. Was that the...
I know what you're talking about, but... Alright, we got it. Okay.
We have no shields
Shields on the
left
ISD. Except for 2 in the rear. He
Hold
does
on.
have 1 hole.
Both of you guys stay here. I need to document all
2,
this.
minus
Could I have
1.
the Starhawk shield again? 3 Starhawk shields on the front, 2 on the left,
Alright,
3
this looks
on
like
the
our
right,
side to side.
side to side. Bracing
Brace
and
the 2,
salvoing.
salvo back.
That means there's still 1 shield on that side of the Starhawk. But this salvo is going to hurt. And we still have the Starhawk to attack.
That's right, with a double. Oh, alright. LTTs to a
Ooh.
double. Oh, man.
Okay. He's choosing not to reroll it, and then automatically knew his opponent was PDIC, so
Yep.
2 damage.
He's taking a critical? Comms noise.
Or you can set the dial.
He slows it down? Okay, yeah, you can set the dial or choose to slow you down.
Yeah.
So he's taking him down to speed 1. But the IC does have a nav dial. I don't know if he has a token on board, though.
Well, the tractor beam will
That's
hopefully remove it. Let's see where this ends up moving to. One hour call has been made in the room. We are currently on turn 3. The ISD, I believe, is dropping to speed 1.
Now the biggest goal here is, well, he's at speed 1 because of the comms noise, but he can go to 2, hit the Starhawk, bump back, and land overlapping the tool.
Correct. Basically the same thing that the Starhawk
That's
just
right.
did to it, but
And
now it's to avoid the double arc.
And that would be essential to any survival, because if it gets a double eye, it's going to hurt.
Those ships are so close in there.
So we're looking at
This is an intense battle.
all right,
This
taking our
is-
models again.
As much as I like playing Farm Hawk lists, when you get into like the nitty-gritty battles for survival with it, is the most fun you can have. I feel with
That's
the
right.
list.
Yeah, this is it. This is the plastic spaceship game I like.
Correct. One of the battles I had at a local store. This was year and a half plus ago.
Uh-huh.
I had 2 ISD-2s barreling down on my Starhawk, and it was a bloodbath with his gunnery teams and everything like that, because he was shooting my transports at like long range, and it was just tons of fire. He basically pinned me at the back edge of the table with
Oh,
his
man.
ISDs because they came across at speed 3, and I was sweating. I was sweating, but I had a ton of fun.
Yeah, well, that's where it's at, man. Blowing defense tokens out, re-rolling die.
There's just so little space for maneuvering here.
To make this work. Now here he's thinking about ramming it and then landing back on the station.
He might not ram there. What he needs is a different commander. He needs Jerry,
Jerry.
right now. Yeah, I don't know if that will alleviate the double arc, though. It's going to be very close.
Right. All right, here we go. So
It
he's going
will
to do
be
the
a
ram.
ram.
All right, he's going to. All right.
Overlapping a ton of stuff.
This is a clean double arc for the Starhawk.
Yes, it is. Let's get this view.
All right, just putting our squadrons back where they would be.
Put squadrons away from me.
Yeah. Move these defenders back. Not that it matters. All right,
Then they have
and
to
1 hull
both
damage
take
each.
Hull damage. That ISD is burning on fire.
All right, he's going to activate a GR-75.
GR-75. It's comnating whatever token it is over to, I believe, the
Oh, Confire.
Confire
GR-75.
token over to the Starhawk.
Just more insurance.
Look at that! Look at that transport just going right down that edge line there. Gazanti is now going.
It really needs to get in range of
It's gotta
those
navigate.
squadrons.
Inside turn right in
Looks
front
like he
of that
took a
asteroid.
squadron token, I think.
It was out of range of doing anything at the time.
All right, we got squadron phase
Now we're
now.
in squadron phase. Oh, the arc.
Ooh, two damage.
That's against an interceptor. We're no counter. His VCXs are stuck right there.
Yep. Looks like we're activating.
The squadrons are being activated by the transport.
That's
currently.
right. And he's moving that fire lane token. Yep.
Strategic, yes. To move it so that he doesn't land on it or put it under a fighter.
All right, VCX fires. Counter back. Chip away. He will be able to use a reserve hangar deck on that Star Destroyer before he loses the opportunity.
Correct. He has a group of aces, and then a whole bunch of TIE interceptors, and almost all the TIE interceptors can come back for a second go at it.
Right. And I think the Raider
Raiders
might still get to go. Yeah, here comes Corvus. Navigate, yep. That
And
Raider's
it's going to be coming in as well.
wherever he lands, he probably wants to make sure that debris field helps obstruct a shot from the side of the Starhawk.
Or maybe try to go into the absolute rear. He
Yep.
doesn't want to give his opponent an opportunity to, if he somehow finishes off the ISD,
Right.
to immediately go into his Raider. It would be very...
We'll definitely be going speed 4 here.
Yes. Question. Yeah, so you can overlap the maneuver tool if you ram, because you have to go on that side of the maneuver tool back until a place that you can land. So that's the only time you're allowed to overlap the maneuver tool.
Alright, he's going to use Phylons.
Engineering token from Ramos. And we're going to get shields back up, and then I think we're going to get right into shooting this Star Destroyer.
This could be the end of it. Let's switch back our views, huh?
I think let's use this view.
I like that. Alright, so we got a double into the front. I believe we're looking at multiple red defense tokens on the ISD. No shields except for in the rear.
Starhawk has redone its shields. It has now 5 in the front and 2 on both sides, with none on the rear, with 2 hull damage currently. We're
Alright,
going to be
side to
starting
front.
side to the front of the ISD.
Alright, he did not get the black.
LTT for double.
That was good. Confire token that he took off of GR75.
It does not want to
No,
be a
that one
hit.
wasn't good. Well, we don't have a critical here.
No, but there is still 5 damage. That's still significant.
That is a fact.
Point defense ion cannons for the double.
Into a double.
Whoa,
Wow.
Man.
He's taking it. I don't think he wants to lose that brace.
That's up to 7 damage, I believe, on there.
He's at 8.
8 damage.
8 hull damage.
Oh, because of the ram, I didn't,
Yep.
didn't write that down on my stuff.
Star
At
Destroyer
least
has
they
2
keep track of
left.
it there.
Well, this front shot will definitely take care of it. Or 3 left. 11 hull damage. Yeah, 11
So,
hull.
You're too used to playing Onagers.
Yeah, I know. Let me tell you. Day in, day out.
Front to front. Front shot against front.
Oh, wow.
Double accuracies.
Kaken and Cholin.
Caitlin showing this. Oh,
Into two
man.
doubles. Piatkowski one of the doubles. Into a critical.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Star
And that
Destroyer
will eliminate the Star Destroyer.
is taken off the board.
All right, now it's up to the squad ball, Gazanti and Raider, if there's any chance here.
Correct. We were saying that there was a chance that there was almost no chance that the Star Destroyer and the Starhawk were going to be able to remain. And we just saw that was the case.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, the Starhawk. Let's see if it can actually move, or if it's just going to be ramming into the flotilla.
That'll put the flotilla on 2 hull damage if it hits it. Yep.
Yep. So that means that flotilla has 2 damage on it currently. But that's kind of its job there, to keep the other ships in line.
That's correct. Pass out command tokens.
Pass out command tokens, keep the other ships where they need to be.
Alright. Looks like we're sending Hondo in. 2 blue bomber.
Yep, we're going to be entering into the squadron phase now. Interceptor against Gold Squadron.
2 damage?
I think that's the first time Gold Squadron may have been attacked, so they
I
might
think
be
so.
at 4.
Still at 4, yep.
Yep, that is correct. The Raider is at full health, and the Raider is equipped with reserved hangar decks, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and Corvus.
Alright, Vader is attacking this GR75. Oh no, no.
Into the
GR75
side.
is hitting the side, the right side of that Starhawk,
So he
sorry.
braced it and has 1 shield remaining on that side of the Starhawk. So the Starhawk has 5 in the front, 2 on the left, 1 on the side. Looks like we're doing probably...
Merrick. Or, yeah, this is Merrick.
That
Oh,
was
no.
gold against an interceptor.
I see, yeah, you're right.
That's all the squadrons that are left for Peter. So it will only be the Montana squadrons to go here. That is Hondo moving in
Yep.
to try to get in to bomb. into
Staying
the
out of that
side.
double.
Yes, trying to avoid the double arc.
No re-rolls. No redirect. PDICs.
Into
Still
a
a
hit.
hit.
Okay, no more shields on that side. There's just so many shields that are on the Starhawk. It is such a tanky ship.
Yeah, it's challenging. Starhawk has taken 2 hull damage.
We are currently in round 3. The Starhawk has 5 shields on the front, 2 on the left, 0 on the right, and 0 on the rear, with 2 hull damage to it.
Looks like they're trying to move the fighter so it's out of flak of the GR75 and also engages
Yeah, so he
that
wants to be
VCX.
outside of black range.
on both of the
On both. I
GR75.
don't know if there's a safe spot there. That's kind
I
of.
keep forgetting that one's just sailing across the edge of the map there.
It's so close to the. I've done this before when your ships are just go close to the edge of the map that you forget they're still in play, and then you just move them to the side because they're in the way.
I almost assumed it was dead.
Right.
Because it's got damage cards next to it. Alright, attacking this
Interceptor
VCX.
versus the VCX.
See if we can get a good 4 damage roll here.
Not the case.
Or just 1.
1 damage with the swarm. VCXs have a lot of health. Okay, moving into round 4. Peter collects more tokens because there's nothing else in range to contest them.
Yep. I think that puts him at 9.
Yep. Looks like a lot of the other matches have been completed or
Yep.
about finishing up, so
I think this is the last one.
no, there's
Or maybe
still another
one
game
more?
going on over
Oh, I
there,
see him.
Table 2, I believe.
Our unskilled first officer Nick and Chris Truthy.
All of our players were very close in points, so they have to be very diligent and focus in on what they're doing in their own games and not concerned with what's going on at other tables. They have to play their own game and try to score as many points
That's
as
right.
possible to try to become the world champion.
Alright. I think we reveal this Thrawn dial.
They're going to go with Corvus.
Yeah, I'm almost certain it was a Thrawn squadron. Corvus is revealing a dial. I think he's only got 1 squadron. Into gold. 3 damage. That takes care of gold.
Oof, Gold Squadron is gone. That opens up attack windows now,
It does.
moving them the interceptor to the station to heal. Gotta keep it alive for as long as possible. And then we're gonna go see a maneuver. I'm trying to see if we have a good shot of possible maneuvers. I think this will be our best option. Right down the sideline. The Gazanti and the Raider have finally caught up to the 2x2 play area that we've decided to play in.
Yeah. 1.5 by 1.5. He's trying to set up that round 5 double.
Starhawk still has to go and could move away,
Well,
so we'll have to see what happens. But the Starhawk doesn't necessarily want to move forward because he
that's
doesn't
right.
want to land
He
on
also
his own
wants
tokens.
to destroy this raider.
Correct. If you were to be able to destroy the Raider, that would end the game at the end of that round because
That's correct.
that would be a tabling then.
But again, it's for all the marbles, so
It's for all
send
the
send him in there,
marbles.
right?
Correct. At this
Who
point,
cares if Thrawn's on
there's
there?
Nothing to lose.
Alright, looks like we made our choice here.
Very good maneuver by the Raider.
Yeah, it is. Definitely a double.
Yes, it is. The GR75 has a navigate and taken it as a dial. We're going to be seeing some flak, I believe, out of it.
We are shooting that interceptor for 1.
Both of those
One each?
have 1 each. Okay. So both those interceptors should be on 2 HP at this time. The Hawk currently has 5 shields on the front, 2 on the left, 0 on the right, 0 on the rear, and 2 hull point damage.
More flak out the front. It's like we're shooting at one of the defenders. I personally have lost track where Vader and Merrick are.
Correct. That was against Vader. 1 damage to
There
Vader.
we go.
Who's maintaining his tokens for when he decides to do that bombing run in on the Starhawk.
That's right.
So that he doesn't have to take the massive amount of salvo. Now it's going to move and maybe try to move to the other side to provide some cover for the Starhawk and maybe try to heal up some of the damage that's on it, because it currently has 2 hull point damage from all the ramming.
Yep, and it will be able to heal one of those. And clears the way for the Starhawk to cleanly move forward.
It sounds like we have about 36 more minutes to this game. We are currently in round 4. So we are moving around. Both the players have been taking their time, positioning, planning, trying to get as much of an advantage as they can.
He's done a good job of, he put all the squadrons so that Gazanti can get him.
Correct, he did. He had, I believe, saved a squadron token from the last turn as well. It's actually relieving a navigate dial and using the Thrawn
squadron. Yep. Alright, here we go. I think we're checking relay distance here. I think he had that squadron token saved from earlier.
Correct.
So that puts him at 3.
Yes, just that.
Alright, here we go. We are making our movement. He relayed through Jindon to get to this.
Let's see where this is.
Oh, it was a miss. An accuracy. But he prevents the salvo. Now he only has 1 salvo left. He did ag it 1 salvo away during the ISD fight.
So I'll try to heal a squadron and do the attack. He gets a total of, I believe, 3, but I could be mistaken.
3 squadrons? Yes. He's got a token and command 2. Now, Hondo's rogue, Vader's rogue.
He's going to just keep it there and go ahead and move it, because he doesn't want to move things into flak range.
Let's try and lose more.
Especially when everything can be commanded later on, or just rogue later on.
Correct.
Squadrons. So both VCXs are going to be getting activated.
And they're going to try to engage those TIE interceptors. Now, he does have reserve hammer here, so if they lose him, they'll come back.
But they might then be out of his hair to move the tokens around a little bit.
Well, more likely escape with the VCXs.
Correct.
I think our tokens are taken care of.
The interceptor.
All right. Oh, he wants to see if he can do the reserve hanger deck on both. For for 1 damage. But they're both on 2.
Correct.
Counter back for 1. That puts that VCX on 7. Unless it was the one that was on 4. Hard to see from here. Oh, yeah, yep, it's now down to 7. That go ahead and... Alright.
So, trades out a tie.
Yep, reserves.
Reserve is going to bring it right back.
And he's got that trick one more time. Alright, he's going to go ahead and flak now at the other guy. Oh, no.
Yep.
Never mind.
He is coming right toward the edge of that table.
We are 3 inches away.
Hold on,
Oh
let
my
me see
gosh,
which camera
can't
this
even.
is. Look how close
There
it
it
is to the
is.
very, very edge of the table.
It's a good thing this is probably not going to make it to round 5 or 6. Or 6.
Engineering taken as a token as a dial
Yep.
on the Starhawk. He's
time
going
to-
to use the tractor beams to remove the token from the Raider.
Yep.
And then we're going to be moving shields around. So
Oh yeah, we got buckets of shields to
regenerating
move.
shields and moving shields. We're going to be waiting for a courtside report on where those shields ended up going. While that's going on, I'm going to slide this dice cam.
So, John, we need a absolute monster bombing run in this squadron phase.
Yes.
All right, Ken's gonna give us a full update here, but I'm thinking we're getting 2 on each side, 2 in the rear.
Just even it out across the entire
Right.
entire
Give no
Starhawk.
good targets.
This is a flak tack? Yes, so 3 shields now on the front and 2 on all the other sides.
Armada, 30 minutes.
He's went ahead and destroyed that TIE interceptor,
The one,
and out of range for reserve hangar deck from that Gazanti.
so it actually took it out.
Well, one's dead.
He keeps killing these TIE interceptors and they just keep coming back.
Keep launching more. LTT.
And now the last reserve is going to be used.
And the TIE interceptor that just got launched
Is
has been
relaunching
destroyed,
again.
and another one is relaunching.
So that is all the reserved hangar decks. And the Starhawk is going to be moving.
And that will
landing on the
remove
squadron.
any opportunity for the Raider to damage it.
Correct. And you can see that he didn't land on any of those tokens.
Overlap Merrick.
But Merrick now gets to put himself wherever he needs to go.
Yep.
Which I'm guessing it's going to just be against the closest shield side. Shields were evened out by the engineering.
I gotta tell you, John, it's looking good for the Starhawk here.
Yes, it is. Looks like we're going to be doing the shot into the side of the Starhawk.
He's gonna Merrick it into a crit. 2 damage.
I'm guessing just bracing it down. I moved the dice cam and then want to now immediately move it back to where it was.
Here comes Hondo.
Starting to measure for Hondo is now going to go into the side.
2
2
damage.
damage.
PDICs. 2 damage.
Oh, this is going against the transport.
Is that what's happening right now?
Yes, that's
Oh,
why
I
I'm
thought we
like,
were shooting the Starhawk.
Where are they going?
Adept.
2 damage.
Scattering it.
Scattering that away.
Jendon into Merrick. 2 damage. Oh, alright, well,
Transport has been taken out.
Ahsoka's gone.
Looking to see which fighters are still. I think they picked up that reserved hangar squadron and toggled them back and forth a couple times. So they're just making sure that that one had already been activated.
We're going to gather 3 more objective tokens, victory tokens, I'm sorry, for the
We'll be moving
Starhawk.
on to round 5.
Starting 5, and Ken is going to come back on in here. And I'm going to go finish, write down what's happening on the table. Until next year, bye.
Okay.
So here I am back in the booth. I wanted to make a point here to actually really get a good look at this game. Watching both Peter and Montana doing an incredible job here with what they're doing here at this top table. This battle has been, although kind of slow and precise, very strategic and very well thought out and planned to really maximize the points that they could get. And it's been just fun to watch from the sidelines.
Some of the important moments, I think, of this game have been so far when that Starhawk was able to do that ram maneuver to get the double arc. I think that was a make or break moment for
I
them.
will completely agree with you there. But it's interesting to see what is left yet on the board here, because there's just a few ships. I think that ISD of Montana's is going to be a critical bit. Reserve hangar decks have done a lot.
Thrawning for a navigate dial. And Corvus is going to activate and has a confire, and it will be flacking. So he's going to try to finish off one of those VCXs. And then he will be maneuvering. He needs to try to stay in a good spot so that he is out of... Or he could go try to take out that transport in the corner, because that transport's going to have nowhere to go. It is right on the edge. That is a crazy maneuver with those ships right on the very edge of the corner. I'm going to flip over to this camera so you guys can see down the sideline how close those ships are to the edge.
It's funny, John, because I was sitting here, or standing at the edge of the table, just looking right down. There's a handful of millimeters there. There's not a lot of room.
No, there is not.
And I know Peter's sitting there saying himself that he's starting to get worried about that.
Kazanti is doing a a squadron dial. And may try to move forward and take out some of those interceptors or move the firing lane tokens.
Well, that's 12. tokens that he's got right now.
Correct. 12 tokens so far with firing lanes. The VCXs are maneuvering so that they can move the tokens around. Wants them
Strategic,
to be
powerful,
correct.
very powerful.
Moving them into a place that he can score them on the following rounds. And then it moves. Let's see how close. Can I even get a camera view in on how close this is? Look how close that is to the edge. I think he could only move really one more time.
I think he's only got one more slot there. I agree.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. That may be dropping to speed 0 in the not too distant future. And I'm sitting here looking at from my vantage point. I think he's got a speed 1 move, and that's about it. Corvus sitting there in the corner giving even Corvus, that's going to be dangerous.
Yes, it is. So Corvus will need to shoot at the transport, almost kill it, not quite kill it, then ram it.
And I think we are currently in round 5 now. Yeah.
Correct. We're coming up very close on time being called at 2 hours. If these players are not into turn 6 at that point, then the game will end at the end of this round.
Okay, Gazanti shows a squadron.
So the question is, does the squadrons go after the VCXs and try to clean them up for points?
That's a good question.
Or do they try to fly down toward the transport or continue shooting into the Starhawk? So Merrick is going into the side for 2 damage, which will be turned into a hit crit.
Here's the salvo. Looks like 1. Moving away to heal there on the station.
So in essence, it didn't do anything.
0.
We are coming very close to the end of the game now.
We are looking right now, we're about 5 minutes away from the end of calling time to no new rounds.
He's trying to figure out where his squadrons need to be, or if he should just start withdrawing them away.
Well, at this point, you don't really want to give too many more points away, although I'm not sure how much that might matter.
The firing lane tokens are going to very much so add up in this game.
Oh, yes, they will.
Gazanti is finishing its move, and then I believe we will be on to
Turn
Starhawk.
6 here in the middle. Well, yeah, Starhawk and then turn 6, maybe.
Starhawk is going to be regenerating those shields. The ability to get a token and an engineering dial in the same turn makes it extremely tanky.
Having Ramus on board has been incredible. When you look at what you have, and I don't know if you had an opportunity to discuss this with Ryan or not, but you get the 4 engineering base, add Ramus, there's 6 when you use the token. We just had a Hondo shot. Oh, they're shooting at Hondo. There's the LTT, I believe. 3.
Yes. Braces it to 2. It's still going to try to get out of there, I believe, in a minute. Yeah, the Starhawk has an insane amount of shields and health.
And again, just regenerating it. And this is...
What's interesting is, in this list, the Nebula makes it nearly impossible to take down the Starhawk.
Because you have to kill that
Because
frame.
you can focus on the nebula, and it may take you 1 or 2 shots to be able to kill it. But you need those 2 turns in shots to go into the Starhawk if you have a chance to wound it enough to destroy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. And you really have to go all out to be able to take that Starhawk, and you're gonna have to shoot. And anytime you get a gate on there, you're adding in that extra defensiveness. And then again with the this one was the Concord title, which throws in the extra salvo. So you're doing additional damage on the way out. No matter how you cut it, this is a mean list, and you can see why this particular combination is sitting here on top table here on day 3.
Correct. Squadrons are getting moved, trying to stay out of range of the Starhawk, but in range the VCXs to try to clean them up.
Vader into the VCX.
Then one VCX is gone.
There's the VCX that's gone.
I don't know if he has enough firepower to take out the rest of that, but
probably not.
I think it has 7 hull left, so it might, especially if we were able to get into a turn 6.
And if we do that, that is going to have to happen here in just the next few minutes.
He's trying to determine Hondo. He's just going to land on the station and heal Hondo to stay out. He wants to try to stay out of close range so that the shot is completely obstructed.
And there's been a lot of maneuvering with the squadrons to try and keep them out of flak range from different ships, putting them into different positions to get that attack down, to try and maximize everything to really hit these things. But 15 minutes, no new rounds, so we will not see round 6.
It will end here.
And there's
sounds like other tables are ending as well. Squadrons moving, and that is going to be the end of the game.
all right, so end of game. We're going to start computing the scores here momentarily, but this is the final. We have an idea of what the scores are going to be, but huge round of applause here. Peter played one heck of a big game. Did he win?
Yeah, okay. So let's click over to the presenter view. Okay, so
225 points in just
non-official. Right.
But we're waiting for the full score, folks. But
non-official.
It looks like it's going to be a big win.
If Peter is able to get, I believe, a 7.
Then I think he's guaranteed
I believe he's
to win.
guaranteed to be the world championship here. That's why we've been trying to stay as quiet as possible with points and everything like that. But if he can get, I believe, at least a 7. So
I think we can start talking points at this stage because this game's over. We're not going to impact it. And
correct.
I think I'm looking around. Most of the other games have finished. So what we can tell you is, so Peter right now at the beginning of the round had 15 points.
Correct.
We're waiting to see what the actual value is. We know that Montana lost, so we're not worried about his scores. The next group up has 11 points. Maximum score is 21 because you can score 10 points in a game. So
I don't think they have the MOV regardless.
No.
Let's see total score.
Okay, so Peter has 388 points to 130 for Montana. That is a margin of
200 and 200 and
margin of victory 258. That is a 9-2.
9-2 on top table of round three of day 3.
That is 24 points. No
one can catch
him. We can safely announce at this point Peter has won the 2024 World Championship for Star Wars Armada. So we have a new champion.
Still from the Euro side of things.
Well, see, John, that's because you and I aren't playing. If you and I were playing, then
I don't
we
know if
would
I
win
could take
one.
down a Starhawk like that.
You know what, John, actually, can you pass me this trophy? I want to showcase to everyone watching.
Before it's been before they give it out?
Before they give it out here. So
the last time we can touch it?
We won't be able to touch this after this. But this is the 2024 World Championship trophy that's going to be handed out shortly. So we're putting this back into the foam here, and the judges are going to take this away. This will be the last time I get to touch that. But I did get to hold the trophy, so I guess that's a fun thing. I know that there is going to be a ceremony, an award ceremony officially. I do not believe that we're going to stream that because it's going to be held in another location. We don't have any room for it. But nonetheless, this was an incredible battle and an incredible series. And to end on a 9-2 in this fashion.
It might be one of the biggest victories that we see today.
That is not out of the realm of possibilities. When you start looking at, I'm looking at the ladders here, the previous games, the biggest one has been is it an 8-3? It is an 8-3. It was the biggest win.
So maybe in the last round there was a bigger win, but this
Perhaps.
should be the biggest win of the day at the end, as both these players go full on out to
And
try
they
to win.
needed to.
They both needed to
Yeah.
win the championship.
So, again, impressive play. We have seen nothing but great sportsmanship throughout the entire tournament. Just hats off to these players. And I want to make sure that we address that it's not just these 8 players or the 2 here at the top table, but all 114 players that were in the tournament. And I want to also say all the 40-some-odd players that were in the last chance qualifier as well. There has been just so many great players out here that we've had a chance to interact with and everything else. This has been a great weekend
Yes, it has.
for it.
Yes,
So
it has.
I know I've had a lot of fun. John, I'm assuming this has been enjoyable.
I've had
for
a
you
little
too.
bit of fun. So yes, it was very exciting to be able to broadcast and show it, all these great games of Armada to everyone, because the competition was so close this year.
It really was, and unlike years past, where it's been here's a bunch of 10-1s and 9-2s. There was mostly 7s and 6s for wins, and that again, very close, very tough to call. It wasn't over for most people until that final round, which again, the field was just so great. We did not see. As opposed to last year, where I felt almost every round we were looking at, there was an onager somewhere in the field, and at least every stream. I don't know that we saw one today, did we?
Not today, but there was an onager in the field of 8.
Right. So, again, and other bonus here, we got to showcase 6 fleets today in day 8.
And
or day 3.
The fleet that has the onager we did have on stream.
Yep, James McCartney
also.
yesterday.
And I'm trying to think if we had. I think we had all the fleets at one point or another on the stream.
I think you might be right. I'm taking a look. Peter Montana, Nicholas, Chris,
Because we
Mac,
also had Chris on,
David
Jackson.
on
The other day as
yeah,
well.
we did
so
have
had on stream all 8 of the fleets
that made the finals. So they may
between
not
the
have
days.
been may not have been today, but you got a chance to see every one of them in action. So this is actually kind of neat, a unique situation for us here on Ion Radio. I want a special shout out here to the judges for sure. So Dennis, Allen, Fox and Lark for being outstanding in terms of the judging that occurred. Tons of fair calls, and they were very busy dealing with more than just Worlds. They also had the team tournaments and Sector Fleet and just so many
The team
different
tournament
things.
had to have been a lot to handle
And
today.
that might even still be going on right now.
It probably is, because there was, I believe, 24 teams that were competing in the team
24
tournament.
teams times four. That's nearly 100 players. So that's absolutely insane.
They said
Team Poland has covered the field.
they want to make sure
with
that
their
it's
flag.
the right direction as well.
Yeah. We yes, that is in the correct orientation.
Oh,
John, go
I'll
ahead.
flip it over for him.
Hit button 2, so that we'll let Team Poland have their moment in the sun here.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So, congrats again. What can I say? This is Armada is more than just a country or a U.S. competition. This is all of the world. Again, why this is a worldwide championship, and we had people from all over the world out here competing and doing what they needed to do. Just again, out here, great community, having fun and everything else. So in addition to our judges, I want to do special shout outs to folks from Atomic Mass Games and all the support that they gave. John's writing me a note here. Yeah, we can do that as soon as they've been finalized. Okay. So what I was gonna get into actually was gonna say what we're going to do for right now is we're gonna take a small break. And then we're going to come back and actually give a full wrap-up with the specific tournament points, because that has not yet been revealed. And I know that there will be a award ceremony that's going to happen shortly. We're not going to be able to provide that. We are going to see if Peter wants to come on so I could talk to him for a few moments as we wrap out our coverage of Worlds.
Yep. So also big shout out while we're thanking people. Big thank you to our families and to both of our sons, our wives, who always support us through all this. So we will be back with the final totals of everyone in their placements after they do the award ceremony. And if Peter would like to come on here and speak with Ken about his World Championship, he can do that as well.
And I know that, again, like John said, shout out to my wife, my son. So Sheila, thank you for watching, and I know that the two dogs are also watching, and they've got little I Love Ion Radio shirts or something akin to that. And I know that I've got at least one brother, maybe two, that are watching as well, probably making fun of me, because why not?
That's
and,
what brothers do.
Yeah, a couple uncles and everything else. So hello to you guys out. It looks like you might be in Wheaton. And if I have any of my nieces and nephews there, hello, your Uncle Ken is on TV. But we will be back shortly, so stay tuned. Hopefully within the next 15-20 minutes. Might be a little bit less. But we will be back right here on Ion Radio. Hello, everyone. It's Ken. I'm back here with the winner of the 2024 Star Wars Armada World Championship, Piotr Saber. Piotr, welcome to the channel. You get to sit in this chair, and congratulations on your win today. Both not only at the final game, that was an impressive 9-2 victory, but you won the whole tournament as well.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here. I missed the Worlds last year, so I had to make up for that, and I did.
You did more than just make up for it. Boy, you put yourself in the position to take the whole thing and do it in style. That final victory there and skirting the little Comsnet transport down the edge. I think even if you made it into round 6, I think it would have stayed on the table.
Yeah, it would stay on the table because, I could out-activate my opponent. So if I just Q nav command, it just goes to speed 0 and stays there. But he was at speed 4, so it would be tempting to let it die and fly from off the map.
Yeah,
and basically table him.
And game some of the points, exactly, for Corvus going off. And then you'd have a slightly larger margin of victory, go for the 10-1. But still, congrats. And now, this must have been a lot. 11 games of Armada that you had to play because you got your Worlds invite. And then you started, we were talking a little bit before we went on air that you were initially wanting, your goal was to get to day 2.
Yes, that was my main and only goal. Get into day 2, I'm in top 36, and I'm completely satisfied with that. But instead, here I am.
Here you are. And you're a great guy, Peter. We've had a lot of time to talk offline. Describe your feelings right now, because as soon as that game ended, you just looked like you were just so incredibly happy. You were enthusiastic. You probably had tears in your eyes.
A little bit, yeah.
So how does it feel to be the current World Championship for champion for Star Wars Armada?
Well, it feels amazing. What can I say? It just feels amazing. I wasn't expecting this to happen. I made it on my own all the way here. What can I say? Happiness and pride.
And you've got a bunch of your friends that have been cheering you on. You were able to you got the Polish flag down on the field. We put that up on screen a little bit earlier. Again, this was great and excellent sportsmanship. You working with all your opponents. I noticed that if someone would do something maybe a little out of order, were very good about making sure everything was activated and cards were properly set. And you were very helpful in this last game, making sure squadrons were placed in the right spots also and helping your opponent. So clearly this was not only just a win, but a very good win, a very clean win across all your games. Because I've been watching people play, and again, sportsmanship was great, and you're definitely the model of that.
Thank you. I refuse to win a game by abusing someone's mechanical mistakes. For example, if somebody sets a squadron down at 1 health, I will remind him that it's not right, so he should fix it.
So again, that's awesome, and that's great. I'm glad you can do that. One other thing I want to talk about, that model of the Starhawk. When we showcased it at the beginning of the stream, we took a couple pictures of it, but it lit up, looks beautiful. All those little lights. Now, I know you and I were talking about it, but the folks at home that may not have been privy to that part of the conversation, tell us a little bit about why you decided to upgrade your Starhawk model, and what was kind of your desire to do that.
Okay, so as you probably can tell, I'm a battleship guy, right?
Obviously.
I don't like playing squadrons. I prefer, pushing ships in my ship game. And I just like my models to look nice on the table. And it was a fun, challenging project. From the start, from opening it up, installing everything inside, painting it, and installing LEDs. So it's sort of a hobby. I modified many more models, not just the Starhawk, and I will keep doing it.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you decide to bring next year. I'm assuming you would like to come back to Worlds next year with some, keep a similar fleet, maybe something different. We don't know yet.
No, if I come back, if I can, I will bring something completely different. I don't like playing the same fleet many times in a row. I'll probably switch to something fast and small. Maybe double Recusant.
So you've heard it here. He's going to jump to CIS. It's going to be double Recusant, couple hard cells. Either that or he's going to take a cue from me and fly MC30s. But again, Piotr, thank you so much for coming on to the program. Congratulations again. And thank you for showcasing the hobby here. And thank you for coming on to the stream. I know you were really nervous coming on there, and hopefully, that just went away because you gave us a great show by playing the game of Armada.
Yeah, and you guys were, when you noticed that I was so nervous, you did a great job at calming my nerves down. That helped. So thank you.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. We wanted to just make sure that you felt at ease getting up to the table because it can be intimidating, but
it is.
Clearly it didn't do very much to your nerves, Piotr, because you came in and were able to do quite a number on this final game. So, again, special thanks to Piotr. Stay tuned. We're going to come back with a full list of results for the tournament as soon as those get posted. Peter's going to get his award, which we showed you guys on stream earlier. So we, again, no coverage for that, but we will come back with full tournament results. So, again, from the Hyatt here in Schaumburg, we'll be back. All right, guys, we are back. Hopefully that, apologies for the wait. Not much we could really do about that because we had to wait for a few things to come in. The final scores are actually not up as of yet. Hang on. We just realized we hit a button that knocked us out of that. Okay, that should be better. We don't have the final scores in front of us, although at the end of the day it doesn't matter. We know who won.
Yes.
Peter Saber was on here just a moment ago. And again, tons of thanks and everything else for him being here. We just had a fun couple rounds of a tournament here.
Yeah. That last round was super intense because it determined who was going to win pretty much.
Yeah.
Both of them had to go full on out. So, like, being a commentator is hard when that much pressure's in the game because you don't want to, like, try to give strategy or give ideas or talk about scores. You just need to let the players play. So, a lot of that, we had a lot of dead air, but that was because we didn't want to be interrupting what was going on.
Right. and you know, it kind of stinks because, you know, as a commentator, you want to talk about strategy and everything else.
We're just too close.
And we're too close. I think if we were 150 feet away or another room or something else, maybe something we can think about for, you know, in times in future. But I think that's a good place to end AdeptiCon 2024 on. And John, I think we did an outstanding job. I'm kind of happy with how things went. Hopefully you at home think similarly and enjoyed what we were able to broadcast for you again this year. I've got a couple people to thank, but John, I'll let you start.
I would like to thank my wife, Riley, for letting me be here because she's stuck at home with my 2-year-old toddler, Johnny. So if you're listening to this, hi, Johnny. I'll be home soon as we get done unpacking this. Those are my big thanks.
All right, so I'm going to thank Sheila. Thank you so much for letting me be out here. I know you've been taking care of our little puppy Ruby, who you guys, if you were paying attention to the intermission screen, you did get to see her with the little I Love Ion Radio sign. Shout out to Daniel, who I'm hoping has been helping out my wife at home with the dogs and everything else. I know, like I said, my siblings are watching, so you know, thank you very much to Matthew, Bobby, Chris, and those are my 3 brothers, and my sister Carrie in particular, because I forgot to mention her before, and then all my nieces and nephews. And of course, I'm going to say thank you to all my little pets because they love Armada, at least the dogs do. Those are my personal thanks. John, you got anything else that we should wrap up with, or should I go into everyone else?
Thank you to our full team, Ryan, Garrett, and Adrian for helping us do this because the 2 of us may be able to do it, but I honestly don't think we could. We need help to do this. And they have always stepped up to the plate and helped us big for this. So big thank you for that.
And I have to really hand it to these 3 guys because they really stepped up, did everything from setup, takedown. In fact, they're taking stuff down right now. And, you know, being in the booth here to present. And, you know, while we're at it, I'm also going to add a special thanks to our official Ion Radio roadie, Ruben, who is out here helping take things down, and he helped set up as well. So we're going to give him a T-shirt next year, I think. I want to also make sure that we throw a couple other special thanks out. Starting out here, it's to Matt Chestnut, who gave us all of the cards. He was able to get those sized for us so that we can put them on the stream. So thank you very much. For the Adepticon crew, shout out to both Hank, Edley, and Tom Tulin because they were instrumental in helping us get here with the stream, especially with the move to the Hyatt. And, of course, the entire AMG staff, specifically Ann Richmond, who helped us out. Courtney Downing, I believe it is, who was outside almost the entire time here by Armada. Will Schick and Dallas Kemp for coming out onto the channel. And I think that's pretty much everything I have. Judges, we can't forget the judges.
Part of this event and did such an amazing job of coordinating this tournament, other tournaments going on at the same time. We're in multiple different rooms and areas. They had this room that we were in. They had a bigger hall next door. They also had just the hall, and they were manning it and kept everything running extremely efficiently and smoothly. So big shout out to all of them.
So taking a look, we get just in chat here. Thank you everyone for all the words and everything else. We really appreciate all that. But hey, let's you were mentioning judges, and I want to make sure that we give them names instead of just this nebulous judge. So head judge, of course, is Dennis. We have Fox, Allen, and Lark, who were also judges here. And did an outstanding job making sure that they've taken care of everyone, like John said. So we really appreciate it. If you want to learn more about those judges, check out our Road to Adepticon coverage where we had the judges panel, and you can get to meet them a little bit more. Otherwise, again, thank you so much for everyone in chat that has helped keep us along. We do this for you guys at home to give you the Adepticon experience. And I think that John's writing me notes. I'm not sure what he's saying. Oh, like we usually do?
Yep.
Okay. So, to end things off, actually, this is exactly what I was going to do. So you and I think a lot alike.
Let's do it.
So again, on behalf of the entire IN Radio crew, Garrett, Adrian, Ryan, and I'm going to include Ruben in this one, we want to say so long from the Hyatt Regency Hotel here in Schaumburg, where you've been watching the 2024 Star Wars Armada World Championship. And until next time, I'm Ken.
I'm John.
And you've been watching ION Radio.